start. Yeah, good camera angle. It's very non-compliant. There we go. We've got the 5 lights coming on. We're at 4, we're at 5. We've got Gareth on the left, Jester on the right. Bean just in behind his teammate, and we've got a jump start there already. We've got a couple of jump starts there. Jay Gareth and Scott looking like they have to get out of the way already, but it's looking to be Gareth getting into turn 1 quite cleanly, but just going to try and hunt around the outside there. Does get pushed out wide, as is the racing point. A Hyper, he's spun, and there's contact there in the back of the field there. In the midfield, you've got Hypers just coming back on right in front of his teammate there, as he's got damage. That's Dodgy actually has got damage on the mediums as well, so that strategy's completely thrown out the window there for what we can see. And his teammate is already going to have a run, but Scott's going to have a run on Paul, and it's going to be 3 wide down the Kemmel, and there's going to be pushed onto the grass there as Scott Laney, and Scott is right in the middle here as Paul is just stretching it out here into the Kemmel, straight into the braking zone. Scott Laney running the outside there, you can see him just slotting in there between himself and the Mercedes. And there's blue flags already being waved, and there's gravel being kicked up at the front of the field as Bean and Jester are switching places at the front as well. So Jester's just gone backwards. Oh name mediums, Dodgy is carrying damage, and he's fighting with his teammate through No Name, and he's squeezing Hypers on the exit up the No Name corner there. I was going to caught pull on when
he's
it's
got damage.
And Dodgy's got damage, so he's really just holding his tail up. But Scott and Dodgy's got more damage, and there's 3 wide and pulls away. And there's
what is going on?
And there's just everything's just kicking off at the back here, and that's Hypers. That's the other racing point just sliding down the other as well, and he's lost out as well. So both racing points have just completely tripped over themselves there.
Yeah, it's a racing point civil war at the start of this Grand Prix. One of the there's a couple of side-by-side moments still going on to come down this back straight. That was. I think that's Dodgy getting past. Or Dodgy's getting. Oh wow, Dodgy's getting out of shape, and Scott and Baggy Fan are getting in amongst it. It's all over the place here.
Dodgy comes in, Scott's in early. Oh, and he's getting pushed into the pit lane there by Baggy Fan. So Baggy Fan's getting a wee hee-ho there into the pit lane there as Hypers and the Mercedes Paul goes into the pit lane there as well in the background there as you see, and already some pit lane action. But talking about right, have I got like the timing glitch again, because it says
it says Crafty's all the way back here. Sorry, yeah.
Jester's in 4th, right back in Steve-O, and Steve-O's about to take 4th off him here if he holds it round the outside, which he does. He just opts to settle in behind the Williams once again. But Steve-O is quite quiet off that start. I was about to say he's quite quiet off that start, and he's up into 5th. So he's got 3 places already.
Avoiding.
That's the wrong one.
Oh yeah. Should be P 5?
That'll be 5th 5. There's a wee gap between the top 3 are kind of starting to stretch their legs a wee bit at the front. Steve-O's doing well to keep up with Jester on the mediums as well, and then you've got Scott Laney just kind of running his own race in the middle there. He just somehow managed to narrowly escape all that chaos on the first lap. Don't know how he done it, but he did. And that was that.
Yeah.
Oh, we got a lemon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Right, flying lemons away. Sorry, Max, just completely.
Yeah, I think we both saw it at the same time and had the exact same reaction. I was going to mention Crafty had a decent start, had a run on Gareth down into the com, and just he kind of half-heartedly was going to go for a move and then outbroke himself, and Craig was bold, went round the outside, and then Crafty got a bit of understeer, which way you saw the gravel, and then that's how Bean got past. Steve-O obviously avoiding the drama of the racing points, really tripping over each other, and has found himself in a decent position at the moment. 2 McLarens making pretty decent starts actually. So have I believe the Mercedes and the Alfa Romeo of Demons and Grumpy Orange.
Yep, they're up into 8th and 9th, both of them up 7 and 8 places respectively. And Colden, it says he's up 1 place, but yet the arrow is there to say that he has or no, so that's quite conflicting information there for the game. Looking at it, Steve-O looking like he is just dropping off a Jester at this point, and it might just be the matter of Jester finding his rhythm with the mediums at this point. Talk about Nedclaw as well. He's up 6 places. He started 13th, and he's up in P7. So McLaren really having a strong showing here off this start.
Yeah. Getting through the carnage of lap 1. There's always something going on at Spa down turn 1. So yeah, it was on the exit this time. I don't know which one of the racing points was that came spearing across the track, but yeah, that didn't really end well as both racing points collided. But yeah, at the moment, Crafty's just, like you said, found his rhythm, and he's starting to close the gap now, so it's been quite good. Demons is catching up to Nedclaw, looking to make a move. Won't make a move, climb the curb like that though. But yeah, there's a lot of trains going on back here.
Oh, sorry there, I was on board with Jester when you were saying he was closing the gap, and I seen Steve-O just getting a wee bit of a slide on in the background there, and he's going to have Scott Laney for close company in a matter of moments. Nedclaw's going to have Demons breathing down his neck. Up Eau Rouge and into the DRS has been enabled, so they're going to carry an extra 10 to 15 kilometers per hour down this straight as well. And you can see in the bottom right hand side of your screen on Demons on board on the telemetry, he's underfueled his car, so he's opted to go for a lighter car rather than a heavier car and burning fuel on rich engine mixtures. Down the race, and I've got Colton spinning. I've got his teammate. Oh, that was close. Maxwell nearly drove into the stadium there. He needs to move because Flying Lemon's coming through, and Scott's going to be coming through with Baggy Fan in close company there as well, and that's going to be loss a few positions there for Colton. It was running quite well.
Yeah,
I was up with Grumpy Orange and Sprightly.
Yeah, I just got on board with what happened because I saw their position changes. I think Grumpy Orange defended to the inside, Colton went around the outside, went off the track, and yeah, there was a bit of argy-bargy coming back on the track, and then Colton spin, so I think he was kind of the master of his own downfall there when he came back on the track. Hasn't got any damage, so he can try and regroup and make a charge back into the lower points.
And talking about making charges, Sprightly is definitely making some places here. He's been like Steve-O. He's had a quiet start. We've not really spoke about Sprightly all that much either. He's up to 9th. He's already in the points after his mistake in qualifying, which seen him start 18th. He's already up 9 places, and he's just made quick work on Grumpy Orange there, and Grumpy Orange will probably be even grumpier after that move. But still in the points, which is, I'd say, still fair. Still a strong start. Maxwell just closing up slowly. Flying Lemon starting to find his rhythm here. Scott and Baggy Fan close company for 30 yellow flags, and that's Steve-O!
No.
Steve-O! On!
Another
Demons drove through the back, just drove through him there, and that's up Eau Rouge, and that's only a
VSC.
VSC.
VSC, and Demons has gone for an overtake, interestingly.
Alright, he'll need to give that back. I'm just no looking forward to seeing it in the chat.
Oh wow, they've just crashed. Almost crashed, actually. And yeah.
See,
I'm not surprised.
It's a very hard corner to get right.
Yeah, that was a short VSC. I'm not surprised Demon's got a penalty for that because.
Oh, Craig's away! Sorry.
Wow.
Craig's away. I was just on board with him because Craig gained massively on that safety car VSC restart, and he just lost it on the exit of Puon, and he's got wing damage. He's lost his left end plate. And that is going to give Gareth the biggest sigh of relief. His heart has been restored. Nothing to worry about there, and he's just got his teammate. So as
someone else has gone. Someone else has gone. Scott's gone. Oh, I think he saved it actually. Yeah, he saved it. Oh my god, it's all coming up Millhouse. Coming up.
I love that.
Everyone at the moment, to be honest.
Definitely.
It's all going Red Bull's way at the moment. The only thing at the moment I've predicted right is a Red Bull double podium. So, but you said a new winner, and Crafty really isn't that far behind. So yeah, the Red Bulls have got to be careful not to trip over each other, really. If they want to secure this strong finish, especially for the constructors, because They're fair 70 odd points behind, I think, or about 60 odd points behind the Racing Points. But yeah, as Racing Point are now are both out of the points, and obviously Craig's missing out on a big jump in the championship as it stands, as he's come out ahead of his championship rival.
Oh, and that's yellow. That's Lemon.
Where's that? That's the same place.
Oh, Rouge again. It's the same bit.
Yeah.
He's just went further along to the right. Steve-O was more central, whereas Lemon's kind of more tucked into the corner, but we're still VSC conditions. So Eau Rouge really starting to claim a few drivers here, and I think that is purely just down to the fact that the tyre wear's kicking in. I think that is just going to be what it is, really, when you think about it.
I think we'll see some drivers in the pits, whether they'll get the benefit of a VSC or not. We'll wait and see, but we are in the pit stop window. DRS is enabled, so we'll see what they do at the front. Crafty will stay out, of course, for as long as he can. And yeah, we'll see what Bean and Gareth do as they come into the pits. Or will any of them come into the pits? And Gareth does come into the pits.
Gareth will probably have the right away. Gareth will have the right away because it's the lead car, so Gareth does come in. Bean.
Oh, I think he's put his limmer on a bit early.
Oh, that's gonna
cost him time.
Like you can actually lose like a good few seconds. I told him there's another one that's dodgy, dodges away. And Stavolo, dodges away. Yellow flags are out. Stavolo racing points. Just really no having the best race so far. We're only 7 laps in, and they're just tripping over each other, and they're just tripping up over themselves. It's really just not been their race. But talking about racing, we're going to see Demons probably shape up a move on Nedclaw. Nedclaw's going to keep his car all the way to the right, and he's going to give him the squeeze. He's going to give him the squeeze. He did give him the space, but he gave him a bit of squeeze there. But Demons was like, "Don't care how much you squeeze, mate. I will still take that podium position off your hands, and down the road he'll go."
Yeah, Demons is, well, after a disappointment. Qualifying, oh my word, that is very wide from the McLaren.
Oh, and we've got Renault against Williams here, Scott Laney against Baggy Fan, and this is for 9th, and Colden's just settling in behind, just outside the points. Sorry, I'm just cutting a crochet at every chance because there's always something going on, and there's too many intra-team battles and battles going on.
So, Scott Laney's come out of the pits on the hard compound tyres, which is an odd call. So yeah, that's probably going to hamper him more than it's going to help him. But we'll wait and see on that one. Yeah, Baggy Fan obviously started on the mediums and had the better run coming out of turn 1 as Scott Laney was coming out of the pit lane, and yeah, by the end of the straight went for the move as the other Red Bull pits, so it'll be interesting to see as that is dodgy.
Racing Point again. Yep, Racing Points of, I think he's just lost it when he's in there and he's on the hards, and it's just going to get even harder for here. It's really...
Yeah. Oh.
That was close there for the Ferrari, and it is Jess that does resume the lead, and it's Grumpy Orange up in P2. Bean is just about to come out. Is he going to beat his teammate though? It is going to be a close
side by side.
Bean makes the... Oh, and Gareth spun!
Oh,
Gareth spun on the exit of La Sauce!
Oh no.
And he's got damage, and the biggest sigh of
there's Craig.
Oh, and Ned Claw's nearly spun on the exit too, and there's Craig going to come by, and Craig's going to take the place before they even get to Eau Rouge, and Gareth's going to be carrying some damage, and he is going to have to most likely come in for another wing, and Red Bull have plenty. They always give you wings. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Don't give up your day job.
Oh man, the proper companion that we need in these times. But it's really just, he was looking really strong there, and Bean was making the overcut work, because Bean was just about to come back onto the track, and Gareth was just coming up behind. I'm trying to think who was just coming up behind. I think it was Maxwell.
I think he was side by side with. I think he made a move into turn 1. I don't know if it was because he was on the inside and wanted to, and he probably saw his teammate ahead of him. And like you said, did lose time going into pit lane and putting the limit on early. As Jay Geddes, I think, is round.
Oh, there's he. Oh, no, he's lost a few places though, but
No,
he's
he's not
still
round. I don't
tucked
know.
up behind Dingo Dolphin. Sprightly's on the hard as well, so Sprightly's trying to make sure he gets to the end. So Sprightly, I mean, he's made up a few places. He's definitely gained a few places on
It's
his
just suddenly got.
strategy as well.
It's
It's
just suddenly
suddenly
got a bit.
darker.
Yeah. I thought it was. But I didn't say it was dry, so I wonder if it's just going to be overcast for the rest of the race. As the sun does peak out, so maybe it's kind of. Well, Gareth does stay out actually. Yeah, he's going to carry this damage. I wasn't expecting rain. So yeah, this might help out. I don't know. It might help out the softer tyres, really.
Oh,
Is
yellow flag, sector 1.
that Jay Geddes?
Sorry.
Might have been.
Looks like
Brief
somebody
yellow flag
Geddes.
that time.
Yep, front left end plate on the Alpha Romeo's away. He's made
Okay.
contact somewhere. Sprightly. Has he made contact with Sprightly? Sprightly's car looks to be perfectly fine, so I don't know if. On Beans made it by Grumpy Orange, so
He just
Grumpy
let
Orange gets
him
even
through.
grumpier. Did he?
He just pulled over to the left and let him through. I just was having a look because I saw they're close together, and then yeah, I don't know. He just let him through. Interesting.
Maybe he can just know his race. Maybe he can just know his battle to fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Interesting. But yeah, I still think that Craig is going to get on the podium here.
Oh, Nedclaw's losing it. Sorry, Max. Nedclaw ran wide on Stavolo, and that's going to allow Demons to go up, run the outside. And Nedclaw was actually quite lucky and quite fortunate there to keep it outside the walls and no sustain any damage. Again, it was just happening right in front of me. I couldn't say anything. It's really just been one of the races. I'll just apologise in advance for everyone that will do. But I'll get back to you there. Go back to what you were saying.
Yeah, I was quite surprised to see Gareth does eventually pit. He's had enough. Onto another set of mediums. As this Hypers goes for a move on Deadpool, that's going to get close on the exit. And they're going to. Oh no! Deadpool decides I'm not going to abide this and backs out. I don't know if that gives him DRS or not. Actually, it does. So. He's got like no overtake as an Edclaw's round officially this time, and he's out.
Oh, Nedclaw! Oh, it's
and
a safety car. There we
it was
go.
the
There's
weirdest
the big blessing
crash
for Gareth there.
I've ever seen.
He's tucked right up. How is
It was really
managed?
slow. I went on board with Demons, and then I saw that Nedclaw was spinning, and then he kind of. I wonder if he's got that weird glitch where when you sometimes crash and you get like sucked into the barrier and then your wheel comes off. I feel like that's what's happened, and he's just got unlucky.
It's really hard to just tuck your car into that bit of the track.
He kind of
You'd have to.
spun into that situation, but Jester gets a free pit stop, but it's really at the wrong time.
It's a bit early for his liking.
So he's going to have to go on the hards, unfortunately. So it's going to be tough for him to hold Bean behind, but let's give a free pit stop for those on the mediums, I suppose. Yes, I wonder what Craig's going to do. Craig pits, but he can go on the mediums to the end, actually, because he obviously started on the softs, so he's already used 2 sets. Well, usually it's mandatory tyres. And yeah, Crafty takes the lead, or well, not taking the lead, resumes the lead of the Grand Prix, but on a different compound of tyre. So I'll have a look at the tyres as well.
Maxwell's out on the softs.
Interesting.
we'll pass our best of luck to you for trying to get him to the end, but I would definitely be interested to see how he's going to be on the start, because he's going to have that car hooked up. That will be on rails on the restart, so that'll be interesting to see. Everybody is opting to go in the hards or a second set of mediums. Sprightly's even come in. He was on hards, he's on the mediums, and he's gained even more places through that as well, so he's up into 10th. Dingo Dolphin mediums, Gareth mediums. Gareth in P12 on the mediums with a fresh wing is the be all and end all. I can definitely see Gareth cutting his way through the field back up to a strong points position. He definitely has shown that he has got some pace here. Paul, Hypers, it's lifelines for the racing points as well when you think about it.
Yeah, so we now have 17 runners left in the Grand Prix. Both McLarens are out, unfortunately. Baggy Fan has left the session, so I'll get him back in. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what Maxwell can do on those softs. But everyone else is definitely going to the end. Whether Maxwell can is another question. Let's get
definitely. I feel like
back in the game.
I feel like Maxwell's got a big job in hand. Wait, what was he on before? He was on the
mediums,
hards.
I'm pretty sure.
Not on the mediums. He was on the mediums. He didn't pit before. Pitted for softs. Is he maybe going to come back into the pits and pit mediums on? Just to say that he's done 2 sets of tyres.
So I think you've just got to bite the bullet and just absolutely go for it. Maybe there'll be a safety car in another couple of laps after. You never know, safety cars breed safety cars after all, so...
That's definitely true.
I think, yeah... he'll be lucky to avoid a puncture, but I think it's probably possible. It's probable. Whether he'll have any pace come the end of the Grand Prix is another question. But yeah, he's going to do well to not get a puncture, I reckon. But the more laps into the safety car will help, so we'll see.
The tyres will be absolutely ruined if he tries to make them go to the end.
Yeah, that's the
Especially
only
for
problem.
Jester, though.
Yeah,
For
go.
Jester, though, he does resume his lead on the restart. But do you want your lead?
Oh dear.
Oh, and Grumpy's got a penalty with Maxwell, and he's gone back.
He's got damage as well. Bad damage.
Grumpy is even grumpier.
Yeah.
It's definitely been a grumpy day for Grumpy Orange there.
He's all over the road as well.
That's through his strategy right out the window there. I think he'll need to come back in and get some repairs. But as you were saying, safety cars, they breed safety cars, so there could be another reprieve there. We've had 2 VSCs and a full safety car caution as well, so you never know, we could end up with another one. It is really easy to make a mistake, and because it is such an open plain circuit, they might need a full safety car to get rid of the car. So I wouldn't say it's over. Maxwell probably is. See, Maxwell's probably in. He definitely needs another safety car though. He needs a full safety car though, or he needs a perfectly timed VSC.
Yeah. I don't think the lap count has gone up on the people who have pitted yet. So bear in mind that everyone who's on 0 laps, I'm pretty sure is actually on 1 lap. Yeah, safety car is in this lap, so we'll be restarting shortly.
Oh, and we've got another 5-second penalty there to Scott for a collision with Paul. So Scott and Paul only playing too kindly under the safety car there, from what we can see, but it is going to be Jester that will lead this pack back under racing conditions as we get a wee quick scroll through everybody there on the restart and back up to the lead. And it will be Jester trying to get his heat into the hard tyres, and he should comfortably get to the end on the hards as well, but he's going to be a sitting ducty Bean and Scott Laney and Demons as well, both on mediums. Maxwell's on the softs there, you can see him, and Jester's just waiting for the right time to punch the button and go under race, and then there it is there. He's kind of left Bean in the clutches of Scott Laney, and Scott Laney's all over the back the Red Bull into turn 1, but he isn't quite close enough for a move up the inside. But Maxwell looking like he's going to go up the inside of Demons, and it might be a side-by-side charge down to Eau Rouge down the hill. Baggy Fan just settling in 6th place there. Craig doesn't really lose any places there, but there's a big gap between him and Cole, and the 1.4 second gap is the tap. Oh, and there's Baggy Fan right up the rear wingy. Maxwell there up the Eau Rouge. There was a bit of a lag there, so it looked like there's going to be some contact, but Maxwell just got so much straight line speed on that Haas. And the top 5 remain the top 5, top 6, top 7 remain top 7 for what I can remember. And as Grumpy Orange Scott in the pits, so they've just went from bad to worse there at the back of the field. And looking at Gareth, he is just right on the outside of the points there, so he'll probably, with his pace, him and Hypers will probably start. They might just like subconsciously work together.
My word.
On the job flagged, and that's Scott. That's Scott. Sorry, Max.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him. Craig going around the outside of the Fania chicane, and well, Paul's banging his pants down, I think. But yeah, it seemed like Baggy was lagging a little bit. So yeah, we should keep an eye on that. But yeah, Craig now up into P6.
And Craig's got a wee bit of clear air between him and Maxwell, and I think he'll just slowly close up on that as we can see Scott Laney starting to be a bit of the bottleneck between the battle for the podium. We've got Demons getting round the outside. Scott Laney leaves it late on the brakes, and both of them, Scott Laney just keeps it on the track, but Demons goes round the outside of the exit. Stop there. Scott Laney gives him a wee push there, and that's going to allow Maxwell up in between the pair of them there, and that's going to allow Maxwell into 4th place. Is he going to try to go round the outside of La Sauce? He is. He's going to try and hold it round the outside of La Sauce, but Scott just pinches him on the outside, and he has to settle in again behind the Renault, and that's going to allow Demons a run. We'll
SLR Bean, by the way.
Up through Eau Rouge. Oh, and Demons has got a bit of a slide. Through Eau Rouge, sorry Max. And we've got Bean for the lead. This is for the lead. Jess is going to keep it to the right. Bean on the left. Straight line.
Oh my god, there's so many moves going on.
Oh, and there's Bean running the outside. And Jess is going to hold it running the outside. This is brilliant racing for the lead. And Jester just keeps it. And Bean has to settle for 2nd again.
Yeah.
And Scott Laney keeps 3rd.
Craig has got past Demons, so Demons just go for a move on Scott Laney, and then obviously Scott Laney breaks very late, just about in the track. Yeah, Craig is. That's a bit late.
Oh, that's a late move there from Maxwell. Craig's reactions were pretty much cat-like there to see that moving Haas. I mean, Maxwell was probably just unaware about how close Craig actually was. He's getting such great launches off some of these turns, and Maxwell not really utilising these soft tyres as much as we would have thought he would have, but he is still in 4th. He is still right behind Scott Laney, but Scott Laney really is kind of dropping off this battle for the lead there. You can see Bean just disappearing there in the distance there quite briefly there, and again, like very vague images of the Red Bull there on the distances, but Maxwell is using a lot of his ERS, so that's just a graphics glitch on my end.
Yeah, he's right out of deployment already.
In this battle for the final podium place can get juicy, and it can get even more juicy. Oh, and we've got a spinner. Baggy Fan's away. Oh, and he's just done a brilliant job to keep it in the wall there, but that's allowed Sprightly through there as well. I've just seen Baggy Fan just veering off to the right hand side in the distance. And,
here we go again then.
Oh, wait, we go again. I need to scroll up because it's not working for me. But it's going to be Jester versus Bean round 2. Doing this straight again. Jester with foot DRS. Bean is just going to have to settle for slipping into the dirty air, and he's pulling out once again. Bean, is he further ahead this time? He is, and he's making it move round the outside into the braking zone, and he does take the lead, and I think that is Jester's goose cooked there, I think, in my mind, unless he can make an early move once again or keep himself in range. The Red Bull driver, but I think now that Bean might have some clear air, I think that might just be him on his merry way.
Yeah, you think so, but it's all to play for his final podium position. Craig has had such big closing speed on Maxwell, and Scott Laney broke late and had to veer off to the right and almost crashed in his own. Managed to keep out the wall. Baggyfan made it move back up into P7 ahead of Sprightly. DRS him back up the straight. But yeah, there are fights going on everywhere. SLR Cold is right in the back of Sprightly now. Gareth still outside the points. Crafty, oh no, Hypers is out.
Oh, and that's it. Turn whatever that one is. Don't even know what that one is. Too many comments to do the math. But I
And the
think
exit
that's
of
just gonna.
the Lafania chicane.
No, it looks to be a yellow flag there. Whether it's going to be a safety car or no, that's another question. Oh, no, there's Scott. We've just caught the tail end of that. I was just flicking through everybody there, and we just caught the tail end of Spot.
It's another
Spot.
retirement.
Big Spot.
Safety car.
Spot.
Safety
That's
car.
a full safety car there. Maxwell's prayers might have been answered there.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. Get in the pits, whoever's got damaged.
Jay Geddes and Paul are in a strong place because everybody's got to the end of the lap and they're already in the pits. They're already in the pits.
Yeah. Another lifeline then for Dodgy in the racing point. Yeah, if I was Dodgy, I'd get in the pits, and if I've got any soft tyres, even if they're worn, just put them on. So if you're at the back, take a risk. Come on, take a risk. Be bold.
No.
Bit like Maxwell, to be fair.
No, even Maxwell was in a strong position as well. Like, because I think everybody's just going to come into the pits for some softs. I think that's just going to be the script across the board. I think everybody's just going to come in. It's going to be a very hectic pit lane. And I think if that is going to be the case, Jessel's going to retake the lead because the Williams garage is right at the bottom of the pit lane. And Bean is right at the front of the pit lane.
Yeah, but do you pit? Do you sacrifice track position? You're relying on everybody. Oh, it's Dodgy speeds.
Dodgy, no!
That has KO'd his race completely. Because you cannot serve a drive-through under safety car, so you can't even come to the pits. Well, you can come into the pits, but he'll serve a pit stop. But that is pretty much his race over. As Scott has left the session after crashing. 2 crashes on the same lap. We have our safety car, but yeah, you're relying on everybody coming into the pits.
Oh, they stay out.
No one comes into the pits. Maxwell will definitely stay out.
Troops, I think he's missing a trick, not gonna lie.
Colden's
Colden
in.
comes in, right.
Yeah, there we go.
Colden and Dingo Dolphin, yep. They get Dodges in. I think they just see it as they don't have anything to lose, really. They might as well go for a roll of the dice and just go for it at this point. Gareth, I'm surprised Gareth's no in. I'm honestly surprised Napedy's in the top 9.
I think it's
Dingo
just
Dolphins
because
win the mediums.
It's either everybody pits or no one pits. I think that was the situation at the front. Yeah, helpful for Maxwell. Yeah, we will see. Will we have a new race winner? Is what you said. And well, obviously SLR Bean's won before, but can anybody usurp SLR Bean? We will see. I don't think it'll be an unfamiliar podium at the moment, but yeah,
Demons has got a penalty there.
Yeah. So he's not really going to be within a shout of the podium either. It'd be interesting to see. What can these soft runners do? I think the Dolphin came in and put on the mediums, surprisingly.
I'm quite surprised as well. I thought he was going to go in the softs like everybody else.
And he's pushing Colden around. Yeah,
for the wicked.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what Maxwell can do. Craig is looking punchy, not punchy on the brakes. From what I've seen so far.
And looking at it as well, see, I don't know, like, these final few laps are going to be absolutely chaotic though. Like, they're going to be absolutely manic. These final 5 laps are just going to be a sprint. Like, everybody's just going to chuck their deployment up to the max. They're going to chuck their fuel mixes up to the max. They're just going to burn the rubber they've got left. Maxwell, if he burns his rubber too quick, he might have nothing left when it comes to the end of the race on the 5 lap old softs. But this has definitely opened the door for anybody to win this, essentially, because penalties can come into play big time here now that the pack is all bunched together. So I'm very interested to see how that works. So I've not even kept track of penalties unless they were the big ones, which have been the drive-throughs and the 5 seconds for safety car stuff. But Grumpy Orange does take his place at the back of the pack, and he does get that reprieve that he gets back into the pack there at the back. I've said back too many times in the one sentence. But see, that's the kind of thing though. Like, see if you had been a jester of that, does the 40 coming in for softs run through your mind though? Because
yeah, I think it does. But it's kind of one of those, like I said, if Bean pits, I think everyone pits. But obviously didn't, so no one did until Colden decided to go in. But yeah, it was kind of that situation. What do you, don't you? But yeah, I think once Bean didn't pit, it kind of made up everyone's mind.
see, I don't really know. Like, see, the thing is, I'm genuinely no saying this just for the laughs, right? But the soft runners at the back of the field can probably have a lot more weight behind them on these fresh tyres. So it'll be interesting. They need to clear the pack quite quick though, because they're not going to have much time. It should be coming in at the end of this lap.
Yeah, I think that's the issue as well. Just with the time left in the Grand Prix.
Nah, there's not really enough time, but you need to make the best of it.
But yeah, I mean, I know it's a long lap, so we'll see. And you're all right. Safety car is in this lap, and the drama will unfold.
And Dodgy will have a drive-through penalty to serve, so any chance I'm getting the points, I mean, you would need another safety car, but I don't think there will be one this late on in the race, and Bean is bunching everybody up quite early, while he lets the safety car make his merry way back into the pit lane there, as will Bert Mylander there, the safety car pilot. So it's just a matter of getting some temperature into the tyres. Scott Laney's on 10 lap old hard, so he might really be starting to feel worse for wear in comparison to everyone about. Max will be the same. They also definitely have seen better days. But Bean, I think he's already went, and he's left Jester for pretty much dead there. And Jester's kind of caught onto it now, and he isn't as far behind as he was, but Bean has made his launch and made his getaway, as we see everybody just filtering through the bus stop there in the background, and Bean has already got a 7/10 of a second gap. So if Jester can get a good exit here and a good run up Eau Rouge, we can definitely see some change for position at the front of the field. But is there any change at the back?
Not at the moment. Maxwell's looking punchy though. Craig not too far behind himself. Slightly right on the back of Baggy Fan, so you might see some moves going on here.
And it's all aboard the Bean train down the Kemmel Straight, as just about everybody's involved into the Kemmel, into the Lecombs rather, and Baggy Fan keeps 7th for Sprightly. Gareth still maintains his place in 9th, and Colden is going to be in P10, but Gareth already locking up the inside of Sprightly. Is he going to make it work into the braking zone? Sprightly's ran wide, Gareth's going to go up the inside. Sprightly will be on the outside. He will probably have the inside for no name, but he doesn't really get the run that he wants off the exit Rivage, so Gareth already making some inroads on Sprightly. So Sprightly has been left into the clutches of Colden, and he's going to go up round the inside of Puon as well, and he's going to go have the outside into this quick right left, and Sprightly nearly looks up into him, and that was so close to what I saw. It was a broadcast camera, but it was very, very, very close for comfort there.
I think.
So Sprightly, I don't know, he's just struggling on the tyres.
Probably is. I think Colden just about had the move just far enough ahead so that Sprightly didn't career into the side of him. But yeah, opportunistic from Colden, but done the job. Gareth is all over the back of Baggy Fan. Bean has broke the second barrier. But yeah, Colden at the moment is the one making the moves on the soft compound tyres.
Colden is just right behind Gareth as well, so Gareth might need to watch backwards as well as forwards as Craig and Maxwell. Steve come on line there, that's why I said his name. But Maxwell and Craig switching places, and Craig's going to go for a run on Scott Laney. Is he going to get close enough to try it into Eau Rouge? He is not, but I think that's a sensible option at this point. He is going to have DRS as it Disney actually open because it's another lap. Yeah, Riggs. Jesus, get that right. But he doesn't need the DRS. He's already alongside, getting into the braking zone. Is he going to make the move stick? Scott Laney hods it round the outside, but it's not enough for Craig's valiant effort there. Up the inside into the braking zone of Lecombs, and Craig is going to have his foot on the podium there, but there is still another 2.5 laps left of this beautifully large circuit left to go.
Craig is on the charge, as they say in the business. Yeah. He's got a lot of work to do still, but he will try and get in the DRS zone as Demons goes all over the track.
And sorry, Max, Gareth ran wide on pull on when that's allowed Colden to go up round the outside into the quick right left chicane, and Colden made his way past Gareth there. A brilliant move. We didn't give the move full justice there because I got a bad camera angle of it, but we've seen the main gist of it, and that's Colden put himself in between Baggy Fan and Gareth, and that's going to be a blessing for the Haas driver because Baggy Fan is up ahead on 2 compound harder tyres. Sorry again for just cutting across your marks. I was seeing the move shape up. Gareth did get a bit of a shape through pull on, and Colden just had to run.
And you can just see the
closing speeds. And you can just see the closing
speeds.
Look
at this train. I think Crafty has just had a brilliant final sector, and he's on the touching. He's on the edge of DRS. I think he's just going to miss out. Stodgy retires from the session in the pit lane.
And
yeah.
It was one of the races for him.
Yeah,
it was for both racing points.
Yeah, just all over from lap 1 really. Never really recovered from there. Yeah, Craig's not really made inroads, and Bean's just about avoided the DRS threat as yellow flag in sector 1 as Dodge's car comes back out on the track, but that won't affect anybody. And so yeah, we've still got a train going on behind. It's really Scott Laney who's the cork in the bottle still. But yeah, Colden making as much progress as he possibly can. And now it's a checker flag. Let's see what he can do.
And what we can do is get some Driver of the Day nominations in. Amidst all the chaos, it is going to be quite hard to make a Driver of the Day choice, but Colden is going to get his elbows out on Baggy Fan, hold it round the outside. They're going to go side by side, and Baggy gives him a squeeze. Brilliant racing there between the pair of them. Very aggressive, but very fair as well, and Colden needed to make that move stick if he was wanting a wee luck at Demons and maybe even his teammate. That could have been a potential P5 there for him on the final lap, and that's going to put him into the clutches of Gareth, who's tucked right underneath the Jack and Jones rear wing through Blanchimont. Colden's going to keep it to the right. Gareth's going to have to go left. He's going to have to go late on the brakes, and he does, but he nearly hits the back of Colden, and my voice is literally squeaking because of the excitement of Gareth spun. Oh, he's got too keen on the throttle. That right foot's just got a bit too heavy there, and that's sent him spinning.
Crafty's in DRS range, Riggs on the final lap here.
Let's get it. Let's get it. Is he going to get a good run up Eau Rouge? It looks tidy. Is he going to get close enough? He's got plenty of ERS, but will Bean have the same? DRS is in effect. Is he going to get close? He's gaining. This is his final chance, unless he doesn't make it work here. If he can get
Demons on the inside of Maxwell as well. Oh, that's going to be close.
They've touched, and he's pushed Maxwell across the AstroTurf there at Lacombe, and I think that was just a bit oversteer there for what we saw, but I'm still going to go side by side into Ravage, and Demons pods it round the outside. Maxwell's up the inside. Maxwell makes the place again. Jester's maybe just a bit of range. Demons is in there. He's done a big corner cut there. He might as well just step cutting the grass there with that one. But Baggy fan as well, just kind of maybe licking his lips at this point, just patiently waiting, and my telly's about to turn off. Do not turn off, because this is the last possible moment as they go side by side again through the right-left chicane here, and the yellow flags out for the AlphaTauri. Sprightly is just close enough for a final move into the bridge into the bus stop. He is a bit far back. I think this is pretty much Beans, Max.
Yeah, I think so. Coming to the final stages, Jake Dennis in P10 after jumping the start. Really benefited from the safety car, but yeah, it looks like it's going to be Bean's day, unless.
And jumping while while Jay Geddes jumps to start, Bean will be jumping on the top step of the podium with the big dub here in Spa. Jester in close pursuit for the majority of the race.
Jay Geddes in P5.
Jay Geddes with the result, just grinding one out. And that is penalties were going to come into play, and they've come into play big time here. Jay Geddes had served a drive-through for his jump start, and even with that, he gets 5th. That's 10 points for Alfa Romeo, 10 points for Jay Geddes. And Gareth, even with spin on the penultimate lap, ends up getting 8th, Max. I was on board with Gareth right at the end, it just came up there. But it is Jay Geddes that gets the games driver of the day. Is it going to change your opinion in the chat? It seems to be Colden that gets the majority of the vote for what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I think Colden obviously was on the softs as well as Jay Geddes. I think safety car obviously helped. It was a no-brainer. A no-brainer for the likes of Geddes and Colden. As I see, Michael Schumacher has finished second, so interesting. Don't see that every day in a Williams. Yeah, that doesn't really sit with me well, but
it looks really weird, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's one of the images that you just can't see, because you always picture Schumacher in the scarlet red outfit, but it's not quite scarlet red on the top step. It is the navy blue of the Bulls. And it is Bean that takes the fastest lap as well as the win, so that's the 26 points there. Jester gave him a good run for his money there, but it wasn't quite enough on the day, but it's still a solid second place on the alternate strategy there. Sees him take home 18 points. Scott Laney rounding out the podium there as well, starting P9, quiet race, didn't really see too much of him, was the bottleneck at the end, but it's enough for the podium, and that's all he really matters about. Craig in 4th place, strong drive there. Jake Geddes, no penalties, gets him up into 5th after starting 16th as well. Colden as well, strong charge at the end there, some brilliant overtaking near the end, sees him up in 6th. Paul Gareth, after a late spin, sees him creep back into the points through penalties as well. Baggy Fan and Maxwell rounded out the top 10. And I'm going to look through the chat to see who gets driver of the day, because I think folk are starting to change their mind after that result. Folk have started to vote too early.
Yeah, let's have a look. So we've got. Let's see.
Ways in a minute. We'll get these votes up.
Yeah. Colden. Geddes. Bean. Laney. Bean. I think it's a tie. I think it's a tie between Bean, Geddes, and Colden. So yeah, I know Jester's just said Colden, so you
just Colden edge it.
I think on that.
There we go. Jester's just completely swayed the vote there.
I think Jester's just given the deciding vote on driver of the day. So I don't really know. Could have been anyone's really. I think my vote would have probably gone to Geddes if I wanted to have given it to anyone really. But I think
it's
another vote for Colden.
It's quite a hard one, because Colden gets driver of the day in the sense that he actually makes the moves on the track, whereas Jay Geddes keeps his car within the white lines and gets it through penalties. Both of them, I think, are quite deserving of that as well through their own rights. Bean's getting a few votes as well. It was a good close battle up at the field there as well. Jester weighing in right at the end, and then Sims just saying Colden as well. So I think Colden is slowly starting to stretch his lead as well. So I think he'll get driver of the day. Lofty's coming with Colden too, so Cody's getting Cody. A wee combination of the two there, but I think it is Colden at the end of the day that is getting the majority vote.
Yeah, well, we can move on from the vote of the driver of the day. SLR Colden will be our driver of the day for the Belgian Grand Prix. An exciting Belgian Grand Prix. The safety cars certainly added to that excitement. And yeah, we have now our podium interviews, so make sure you've ticked to include your audio so the viewers can hear you. Yeah, I'm sure we'll confirm from someone if we can hear you, but yeah. There should be, if you bring the party up, there should be a box where it says include my audio at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, I've ticked it.
Yeah, good. Right, we can hear you. So, Scott Laney, you are a podium finisher this season.
Hey.
Yeah, took you till you finally got a good run at it in the end. And yeah, I mean, you were on the hard tyres for a long time. But yeah, managed to keep out all the fast guys behind you in the end, so I'm pretty sure you can be happy with that.
Yes, very happy with that. I was going to go to the mediums, but I was told not to, so I went to the hards. And my aim was to stay out, see if I could get track position over everybody else, which I did, luckily. So yeah, I'm quite happy. And the last time I was on the podium was Spa last year as well, so that's quite nice.
Yeah, exactly. I think it was hectic. The start was hectic, yes, with the two racing points. Yeah.
I kept myself out of trouble into turn one, and then it all seemed to fit into place really. I nearly had Gary at one point, but I made a bit of a mistake, and he got away from me in the end. So congratulations to the podium sitters.
Yeah, I think it was tough at the start, tough in the middle, tough at the end. It was, especially with the safety cars as well.
My heart sank a little bit when Craig overtook me. I won't lie, but I actually beat Craig for once, so get in there.
Yeah, Craig is a hard man to beat.
Yes, he is, and I beat him.
Yeah. So, for sure, we obviously are very happy with that. So well done on the P3.
Thank you very much.
So we move on to Crafty, who started P2 and finished P2 and did a lot in between. But yeah, we obviously were leading the race for a fair amount. Obviously, safety car really kind of probably didn't help in the end. Put you on the hard tyres. Obviously, Bean was on the mediums. You tried valiantly to keep him behind and catch up with him again, but just wasn't enough to stay ahead, and you end up finishing, I think it was 6/10 behind Bean in the end. So how was that for you?
I must say, I was sitting here and I was shaking for half of that race. I enjoyed it. I got a great start, and in fact I got nearly too good a start. It was up with Gareth at the turn one, and he sort of pushed me wide a bit, and then Craig and Bean were just very aggressive at the start, and I knew it was on the mediums. I thought I'll just let them go and just try and keep it going. And then the safety car came out and had to go into the hards. I was hoping to get a few more laps and then just go into the softs and go. But yeah, keep it clean, finish in second place, happy.
Yeah, it was a tussle between you and Bean at the end there. You were pushing him as hard as you could. But he just won out.
I was on the hards. It's just a blank I could make enough. And the DRS zone in the last lap, the last lap I just couldn't get close enough to get near him. So then it was just keep it behind him, keep it clean, and see if there was any penalties at the end. But he kept a clean race, which was good. And I knew Dodgy was out earlier on, so I was happy with that. And he wasn't going to come back over me.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, you obviously missed the carnage at the start anyway. You were ahead of that.
Yeah, I heard about it while I was driving on. I could hear it all. Everybody was talking about it.
Yeah.
The party, so.
Bit of a racing point civil war going on there. One of them lost it into the other one, so.
That'll be fun later.
Yeah, nice debrief. Well done on the PT.
Thank you. Well done.
Yes.
To Bean. Well done, Bean, on a good win.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
So on to our race winner. Bean takes the fast lap as well, so full compliment at 26 points this evening, or tonight. And it was pretty hectic, as we've already mentioned, but at the end of the day, you come across first and take the full points. So how was that for you?
I didn't expect that. If quality was anything to go by, I wasn't expecting that. I was probably hoping for a podium at best, but yeah, I think it's a shame Gareth spun out. I think I put him off a bit coming out the pits, just in front, and I think he lost it on turn one, and he was too busy looking about what other people were doing instead of just. So it's a shame that he didn't, and it's a shame that obviously Craig, he was looking quick, Crafty looking quick, Dodgy, all of them, and it's a shame they had little incidents themselves. Obviously Crafty T1 at the start pushed a bit wide, and but yeah, VSCs didn't really help. That kind of messed things up a little bit with the pace of how it was going, and then the safety car came out the first time, and I had a look at gesture on the first restart down the straight, but I could have been a bit more aggressive and turned in, but I thought I'll try and wait for the next lap, hopefully be a bit closer, and I managed to get past him, and then he kept me honest from there. And on the there was 2 safety cars, weren't there? Yeah, so the second restart, he kept me honest there. I tried to catch him out on the restart. I went early just to try and catch him out, which gave me a little bit of breathing space, but then I checked the penalties, and I knew he didn't have any penalties, and I thought I've just got to keep it in the lines, and hopefully I saw him gaining on the last lap as well. I thought, oh God, just keep it in the lines, don't mess up here. But yeah, managed to beat across the line in P1. I think it was gifted. If we had a full complement of the drivers at the front without any incidents, I probably wouldn't have won that. But yeah, I'll take that. Happy with that.
I'll get you one day, Gary. Don't worry.
Yeah, Scott. Yeah,
well done to you, Scott, as well. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I nearly had you, but I made
Close
it
at
an
the
error
end.
somewhere. Yeah, so well done, lad.
Yeah, well done to Crafty and Scott as well. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think you've got to take advantage of other people's misfortunes whenever you get the chance. You guys obviously did that in full effect. So yeah, makes the championship a bit more interesting. And I think Craig finished 4th, I want to say, in the end. So that closes it. And I think it is now.
Geddes on 5th. Well done, Geddes.
Yeah. So I think if Craig stays 4th or whatever happens, so we don't know with stewards, but I think that makes the championship lead 25 points going into Italy.
I just want to say, come on, Red Bull, get in there.
Nice one. Yeah, over to you, Riggs. I will echo that too. Good move for Red Bull.
I'm not normally one for the questions. I normally let Merckx do it, which is probably bad on my part. But I've got one question for the frees. See when that last safety car came out, was it ever the opportunity to go into the softs? Did it ever come across your mind to go into the soft tires at the end?
It did.
No.
Or was it just a matter of
No,
you waiting to see what happened?
absolutely
I
not.
asked the question. I think it was 6 laps at that stage. Should I come in and put the softs on and just come back out and try my best? But everybody said no, just stay where you are.
Yeah,
That's exactly what I got.
Because
Never crossed my mind to come in.
It was a big
me and
risk.
Merckx were
Definitely a
sitting-
big risk, wasn't it, to do that?
Definitely
I
a
think.
big.
Yeah.
It's all about track position, really, wasn't it? So.
Yeah, that's true. Because like me and Merckx were sitting in the booth at the time, and we saw like Bean and we seen Bean and Jester and Scott, and we seen the three just like driving by, and I'm like, have they missed a trick or are they just not coming in? And like we didn't really ken what was going on, so we were just kind of left to see like what was really going to happen. We seen a couple of folk at the back. We seen Colden coming in, who did end up getting driver of the day. He came in for softs and made some stellar moves on Baggy Fan and Gareth. So there was.
Can we just
good
say
battles
give
there
a
in the
big shout
midfield.
out to Colden as well, Tyke. Well done, Colden. Scored
Yeah,
some
well done,
Aye,
mate.
points.
Colden.
Well done.
Colden definitely
Yeah, well
gets the
done.
majority of the vote in chat as well, so he's got driver of the day for Spa, which is probably going to be a good wee motivation for him getting into Monza. As well, the podium result here for the 3 years getting into Monza in a week's time, which will be Halloween as well. So
Some scary things
and
to come there.
definitely, definitely.
Absolutely.
It's going to be quite a haunting time, but I hope that he's join us for Monza, which will be 9 o'clock GMT, because we're going through the time shift here in the UK literally tonight. So after tonight, the clocks will be going back an hour, but we'll be back on GMT. So
Oh yeah, of course I do. Yeah, it's tonight, isn't it?
which is when you'll be getting your Division 3 content. I just also want to say I think that race definitely lived up to the hype. We're all we talked briefly about the tributes that the drivers were making to Antoine Hubert due to his passing here last year, and everybody was running the number 19. They had pink helmets, kind of like paying their respects in their own way. And I think that race, with everything that was going on, the chaotic mayhem that was kicking off left, right, and centre definitely lives up to the hype, and the race are in everybody's hearts. And I think that's one that he'll look proudly on, coming back on it. Or how I finish that sentence off, let me know. But anyway, I'm going to finish it off there before I ramble with something else, and I will see you all in the next stream. Be sure to tune in tomorrow at 7 o'clock GMT for the Elite race, which is the final race round Spa before we all move to Monza in a week's time.